Tonight's by-election triggered by the resignation of long-serving Labor MP Mike Kelly. The Labor candidate is the former Bega Valley Shire Mayor Kristy McBain. Kristy McBain rose to prominence during the Black Summer bushfires. Hoping to defy 100 years of by-election history is the Liberal candidate Fiona Kotvojs. At last year's election, she secured 2% swing towards her and came within 1,700 votes of winning. Preferences will be key tonight, from the Nationals' Trevor Hicks to the Liberals, and from the Shooters to Labor. Let's have a look at the electorate now. It covers more than 41,000 square k's in southeast New South Wales. North of Canberra is Yass, its economy driven by agriculture and tourism, hit, of course, by the COVID downturn. The 5,500 votes in Yass last year, pretty evenly split, as you can see there, 51-49. 180 k's south of Yass is Cooma, the self-described capital of the Snowies and gateway to the job-rich Snowy Hydro 2.0. Last year, the 6,000 people of Cooma voted overwhelmingly for the Liberals. Just over an hour's drive north to the New South Wales ACT border, Queanbeyan. Many workers in Queanbeyan in the public service and the military. 21,000 voters here at the federal election. They heavily favoured Labor. But will that previous Labor vote of Mike Kelly fall away tonight? That's a big question. And finally, east of Queanbeyan, the bushfire-ravaged south coast, home to a series of coastal towns like Narooma, with 3,000 residents, Cobargo, which lost 3 local men in the New Year's fires, Tathra, still rebuilding from the 2018 fires, and Eden, whose timber mill, was damaged in this year's fire. And back up to Bega, where we finished tonight, a key support base for Kristy McBain. The former mayor, Labor won 55% of the 6,000 votes in Bega. Can McBain improve on that tonight? Let's bring in our reporters now, standing by at the various party headquarters, all of which will look a lot emptier than normal given coronavirus. Eliza Edwards following the Labor campaign, Trudy McIntosh with the Liberals, Jonathan Lee with the Nats. Let's go first to Eliza in Marimbula. Eliza, give us a sense of the mood. What are they saying among Labor ranks?
Well, Kieran, as you suggested, the Labor faithful are just trickling in here, and the mood is relatively upbeat, although there is a real sense of the unknown here. What impact will coronavirus have on voters' attitudes, and how much will the lingering anger from the bushfires influence the final result? While Scott Morrison was absent from the polling booths today, Anthony Albanese has been front and centre, and he is hoping that this result really shores up his leadership. We're expecting him to arrive at this function soon, and I hear that Kristy McBain will speak whether she wins or loses. Now, if the result is tight, we may not see a final result tonight, but the AEC has poured extra resources into speeding up the counting of votes. Kieran?
Live now to Trudy McIntosh at Liberal HQ in Queanbeyan tonight. Fiona Kotvojs, as we've been discussing, Trudy, hoping to defy 100 years of by-election history.
Kieran, no government has won a seat off an opposition at a by-election since 1920 in Kalgoorlie, but the Liberal candidate Fiona Kotvojs, she's hoping to do exactly that tonight. She fell just short against Mike Kelly at the last election, and today spent the entire of her focus in the Queanbeyan area. She voted this morning in Jerrabombra before moving to Googong and out to Bungendore. These are all areas that feed into Canberra. It seems the concession here that the Liberal campaign believes they are not going to be able to beat Kristy McBain on that far south coast, despite the fact that Fiona comes from a farm just near Cobargo. No sign of the Prime Minister on the campaign trail today, except for the corflutes we did see with his face on them. We're here at the Royal Hotel in Queanbeyan. Normally, Kieran, this would be a packed-out room. I'm told the maximum occupancy tonight is around 70 as a result of these coronavirus restrictions.
Trudy, thanks. Jonathan Lee's also in Queanbeyan with the Nationals candidate Trevor Hicks. Jonathan, a lot of scrutiny, hasn't there been, about Nationals preferences? What did you hear on the hustings?
Good evening to you, Ken. Certainly none of the animosity that we were led to believe in the lead up to this polling day. We thought there might be some debate about where the Nationals' preferences were going to go, but that certainly wasn't present. In fact, the real winners here, well, I should say the National Party started out believing that they might win with John Barilaro. The reality is that they're now a bit part player in the hope that they might be able to get the coalition across the line with Fiona Kotvojs. The real team atmosphere has been by the volunteers who've been contributing, the minor parties, the Greens, the Shooters and Fishers, the Nationals. They're the ones who are trying to assist the two major parties to get someone across the line.